Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for the Scrap Room, and I'm sharing with you this layout created using the unique collection from Fancy Pants. And so here is what comes to you. So you get the embellishments, the whole sticker sheet, 3 pieces of pattern paper if you subscribe to the Flavors of the Month kit, and then if you get, and also 2 pieces of cardstock, that lovely sort of purpley blue. And then if you get the add-ons, this is the pattern paper add-ons. You get these 2 particular sheets and this one that I have already fussy cut. And then if you get the embellishment add-ons, you get the enamel dots that I'm sharing there with you. So as you can see, I've already pre-fussy cut the pink flowers from that particular sheet, and now I am shuffling through to decide what colors I want to use. So I have this 4x3 that is blown up to like 5.3 by, I don't know, it's some weird 5.3 by 4 or something size photo of Jasmine in the tunnel, the cat tunnel, and I love the white that's in it and then the contrast to her, and so I love playing with the contrast of color, and so I'm using that dark blue along with these lighter colored papers in order to sort of mimic that contrast there. You know, oftentimes when I'm designing, I have a very clear-cut idea right off the bat of exactly what it is that I want to do, but trying to coordinate these patterns, you know, it's kind of like trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. Sometimes you got to be careful how you coordinate different patterns. So I went with the floral, which is multicolored, which pulls all my colors together. And then I'm going with these dots to just layer up some background paper. It is very rare for me to not scrap on white cardstock. And so I'm kind of doing the reverse here in that I've got the color in the background, and then the white, the more contrasting papers are what I'm layering up here. I know lately I have been creating on the corners. That was my challenge for National Scrapbook Day. And so I am creating on the diagonal here again. So I've got that lovely big floral cluster on the top right, which is offset, and sort of the scale is balanced by the photo on the bottom left. So there's that diagonal that I'm creating there. And so I love the whimsy of adding floral foliage to florals that already exist. And so I'm using these metal dies. You know, if you follow my work, these are my favorite dies. Obviously, these do not come with the kit, but I'm using a bunch of the different pattern papers in order to get different color integrated into the page. And so I'm using these metal dies to add more texture and just sort of whimsy to the page. There's a lot of whimsy already in just sort of the design of all of the patterns, or the floral is, and even the floral, the purple pink floral that's the back piece, has lots of whimsy to it. So this just adds a little bit of texture, a little bit of shadow, as well as some whimsy to it. It also adds color. You'll note that in that back piece, there is sort of a mustardy yellow to it. And so by using the green, or the mustardy yellow pieces, I'm also able to integrate some of that same color, which is really a really busy pattern paper and wasn't going to work on the page here as I had it laid out. So bunch of different textures, colors that I will integrate into a little bit up the top, but primarily this bottom left corner, in order to offset the weight and also to get a balance of color between that top right color and that bottom left color. So something I do not normally do, but was fun to add a punch of color to the bottom left corner, was I'm using some baker's twine to just wrap around the bottom of the photo. I really felt like I needed a little bit more of that hot pink, that really bright pink at the bottom left, offset that at the top there. Another way that I will accomplish this is I am going to use some of my print and metal die cut labels from LE Studio. Those do not come with the kit, but again, I felt like even though I have this baker's twine here, I still needed just a little bit more to offset. And so I'll use a label to the left of the photo in a hot pink, and then in a more subtle pink, sort of the medium of the pink tones, I will put above the title, which will house the journaling. My initial plan had been to actually journal on that dotted paper, but yeah, no, I just don't like it. It's visually disturbing to me. It ruins the balance and the flow of things. So I intentionally offset this back piece. You know me, and I usually do right angles, but so that dotted piece is going to be on a right angle, straight up and down. But then the photo and this other piece are slightly askew, again, just to add to the whimsy. This collection has a very whimsical feel to it, and so I liked the way that just taking them out of balance just a little bit added to the fun of the layout there. So I have now pulled out the embellishments from the actual main kit, the Flavor of the Month kit, and adding a little bit more color and a few of the stickers to this. I am going to put some banners here. So I was inspired by this particular banner that came with the sticker sheet, and I thought I need a little bit more contrast to just that pale. Putting pale on pale, you kind of lose it. It gets lost. So by adding this blue banner, doesn't that look so much better? Yeah, it really kind of pulls it all together, and it pops the blue that are in the florals there. I know I want to pop the flower up on foam. That adds to sort of the whimsical look, but I have this scalloped border that I thought that'll definitely add a little bit more fun color to the layout. And so I'm just going to use the part that I need at the top there, and I thought that maybe some at the bottom would create a little bit more balance, but I didn't like it because I also knew that I wanted the title to be at the bottom there, again, for that balance to even out. So the scalloped sticker goes nicely with the large font title, which is sweepy. So Jasmine has her own funky language. When we imitate talk for the cat, when we talk on her behalf, we use fun family language. And so Jasmine was very sweepy in her tunnel, i.e. sleepy. And so that's the title of the layout, is Sweepy, and I'm going to use some Simple Stories foam stickers for that. They coordinate perfectly, the blue with this, and so that is how I will get the title. Again, they do not come with the kit. The kit generally does not come with letter stickers, and that's because you are getting 4 kits, and it's hard to coordinate alphas for 4 different kits. So definitely dive into your stash for those. So that is pretty much going to be the bulk of the main parts of the layout. Now I'm just going to go in and fine tune and add just a teeny bit more detail. So this little sticker here says Dreamer, and it's absolutely perfect for this picture of her sleeping in her tunnel. She has not played in this tunnel in I cannot tell you how long. So to find her napping in there was just kind of funny, and a perfect place, of course, for a picture. And of course, that little Dreamer works perfectly. It also adds a little bit more pink to that left-hand side of the layout for some balance. You know, I like to think of dark and light, and try and make sure that if I were to have a scale, you know, those old-fashioned scales, that the darks balance out the lights here. And I feel like I've done that with these darker colors versus that very bright white that's in the center that mimics the white that she's in. So you can see I put a bow sticker, and I used one of the enamel dots in the center. That is the only place that I'm going to have an enamel dot. But I also have this butterfly, and what I did just now was I used one of the dusting, the anti-static pads from Ranger to dust off, so it's like a powder, to just dust off the adhesive on the back of the butterfly so that when it gets flattened down in my scrapbook page, it's still, it's not adhesive and non-tacky. So again, this layout is for the ScrapRoom. It is a subscription kit club, so you can find out details over on the website. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave those in the box down below. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.